AskR did buy. Deleted. What are the cons of not having kids? Side eye when you go to Chuck E. Cheese. Deleted. But I must feed my rabbits at exactly 6:37 PM or they will kick their poop out of their litter box. Love those fucks. Cannot form military alliances. CK3 player located. People assume you don't like kids. I love kids and am honorary cool aunt to several. Things just didn't work out for me to have my own. Didn't meet spouse till older. Went through traumatic life events during post-marriage childbearing years, etc. Me too. If I have kids it will delete my last chance to spend necessary time on myself. I need to catch up on missed developmental milestones. I didn't get to spend childhood, teens or college on myself. I have to do it now or I won't get to do it at all. You aren't constantly distracted so the existential dread creeps in lol. There is plenty of existential dread when you have a child, it is just focused on their future. You don't have the same perception of time. When I run into a friend and his kids have aged 10 years you realize how old you are. The days are long, but the years are short. When you are someone who doesn't have kids because of infertility and health reasons, people feel like they can interview you about your private medical information. Edited to @ I literally wrote this and went to bed. Thank you, everybody, for engaging in so much conversation. Or they optimistically tell you about all the miracle babies born to people with your same health situation. Some of my best memories are sitting with my mom and grandmother and sisters around a table, just talking and working crossword puzzles together. There's a closeness there that can't really be replicated, even with your best friends. A lifetime of memories. I'll never have that with my adult children, because I don't have any. I don't regret not having kids, but those times around the table are gone forever now. Thank you for reminding me to visit my grandma. Edit. Thank you guys for all the comments. This was a major wake-up call to me to call her and see her ASAP. I am an only child. There will come a day when my whole family is dead. Mother, father, aunts, uncles, all of them. And the only family I have left will be those I married or made. I will spend years, possibly decades, without a single family member alive. I will be forced in those last years to draw up a will, deciding who gets my meager belongings when I die. I will leave no legacy, no furthering of my line, no solace that in death, my home family stuff will continue in any way, or even be remembered. Many people are afraid of being forgotten after they die. My destiny is to be forgotten long before I pass. Edit. Since many seem to be misinterpreting that last line, I'll clarify. It means I'm afraid of being stuck in a nursing home for decades, and becoming one of the people forgotten about while they are still alive. Deleted. The absolute best feeling in my life as a mom is when my 19-year-old son, who had moved out, comes home with half a dozen of his friends and they raid my kitchen and pull out Monopoly, or is can just relax like teenagers, taking a break from adulthood for a minute. I will cook a big meal and they'll stay 4 hours. It's pure bliss. I couldn't imagine life without moments like that. Hello lady, it is I, your son's friend. I forgot the address again. As an older parent, I think my brain had become less malleable. Kids have been good for me because I've had to relearn how to be patient and break some of my bad habits. Edit. Spelling. Thanks. Fucking A right? Not a father, just an uncle that gets visited often but I really forgot how hard and how long it takes you to read fluently etc. So I took up a course to get better qualifications, more coding involved as I work in it infrastructure, to struggle alongside them. They have the drive to learn something new that I lost and with it the patience and curiosity dried up too. And I want that back now when I see how excited they are for reading Tom Has a Cat. The family you grew up with only diminishes in size, even so far as dying out completely. This. My mom always told me as a kid that our family was small, but I never realized what that meant until I was much older. The grandparent generation had 4-5 kids each. Their kids had 1-3 or none. I only had 3 cousins on my mom's side and only one was even remotely near my age. 3 cousins were dead before I was 35. Wild to think about sometimes. If you are an introvert, you can make new lasting friends from parent groups because you have a lot of child playdate activities. It's not something that should be looked down on because even quiet autistic fathers get to socialize with the pretext of attending children's events along with their wife. I chose not to have kids and honestly I'd say this is the biggest con to me. Making friends as an adult without kids is nearly impossible. You don't meet people through school functions, etc. Plus the people you do meet usually have kids, and so schedules do not line up. You don't have as much in common. People you like with kids are often very busy, understandably, of course, and are much harder to make plans with. Nobody will ever be as impressed with you as your own 4-year-old. I made rolls that didn't rise once and she ate 3. I am a biology major and I can tell her very basic things about sharks or birds and blow her mind. I taught her how to play Mario Kart and she congratulates me on doing well every time we play, even if I did an objectively poor job. She tells me good job for going to the bathroom. I'll never have this kind of support again in my life. Every day when we get home from school, I give my son a snack, and he says it's great to have a dad like you little man. I am literally handing you a bag of sour cream and cheddar chips but thank you. Edit, if your dad sucked. I'm sorry and I am your dad now. It's hard to explain. The special moments with kids. Something so mundane can happen that just grabs your heart and makes you wish harder than you've ever wished for anything before that you could freeze time and just stay in that moment with your child forever. Like the other day, my 17-year-old son can be your typical crunchy teen and sometimes he's such a tough nut to crack. You know it's pretty common to think teens don't care about anyone. But I've just learned recently that I'm sick, and just like everything it's hard to know how he feels. I was taking a nap the other day and I woke up to him hugging me. He must have been checking on me and saw me sleeping and just wanted to hug me for some reason. It was like he was little again. Those are the moments. My girlfriend has kids that I've known for a while before we started dating, so we have a pretty cool relationship. My mom was fostering a dog for about a year and my GF decided to adopt her and finally brought her home today and the kids went absolutely mental. Her daughters have my phone number, mostly for emergencies, but today my phone was flooded with pictures of the girls and the dog cuddling and messages thanking me for getting them a dog and about 1 million I love you texts. I normally hate when my phone goes off because I don't particularly like talking on the phone or texting. Today was different and damn near made me cry about a dozen times. Best day in a long while and I plan on having one of the pictures framed and kept in my office to look at when I'm having a crappy day at work. I've never wanted kids, but these girls make me want to be a better man as absolute. For me, I have the most fun with my kid. Literally they're just the coolest hangout buddy. Want to go to a science museum and write fart in the sand table? Hell yes. Want to watch animals do dumb shit on YouTube for an hour? Don't have to ask me twice. Want to make popcorn at 9 AM? Why the hell not? We have dumb inside jokes, scream sing to music, do experiments like make a cake using the recipe from Minecraft. It's not good. Watch Star Trek, look at ants, have pun battles, you name it. It's just so fun. This is why I work in elementary school. I just love doing silly kid stuff. I have secret handshakes, they call me silly names, we do directed drawings together, play make-believe, have inside jokes, the whole shebang. It makes me excited for when I have my own kids and get to be goofy with them. From personal experience, after having my daughter, I gained so much strength for her, but indirectly I ended up fighting my own demons in a sense. Right after I delivered her, someone who assaulted me as a child wanted to meet her. Up until that moment I didn't have the courage to call him out and was timid and never told anyone. The moment she was born I called him out and threatened to expose him if he ever came near me or my kid. I feel stronger and braver since having my baby, for her and for me. This after having my child, I have a certain strength and do not fuck around with people who treated me poorly in my family. It's incredible what you feel like you can suddenly do once you have a kid. That animalistic sort of protective behavior, growing a new kind of voice. People asking you when you're having kids. You might change your mind. I have no kids and my parents constantly ask me to do stuff for them. Whenever I ask why my older brother doesn't get asked to do these tasks, the response is along the lines of, well, he's got kids so he's busy. No kids here either. I think about all the effort my sisters and I have put into caring for my mom and think, well, I'm not going to have that support from kids, so I better be rich. I am not rich. I'm just a mom with a teenager looking for reasons not to sell her on Etsy. All jokes aside, there really is no real con to not having kids. It's a lifestyle choice, and you have to make the decision what you want your life to look like. Your child is not here to be your best friend. Your child is not here to take care of you when you're old. Your child is not here to do chores in the house, but honestly, this should be part of the package. You will however lose sleep, sanity, and if you're female, possibly the ability to hold your bladder when you sneeze. You will however gain a new appreciation for all sorts of things in life. Even when she makes me want to pull out my hair, watching the moment something clicks for her brings me joy and pride I didn't know possible. Edited for grammar. As a 30-year-old without kids, my family only seems to want to make plans with the siblings that does have kids. Because I have no grandchildren to provide, I am left out. Same here dude, 30yo with no kids, but my 3 older siblings have a total of 14 children between them. They all went to Cancun with my dad's stepmom a couple months ago. Not only did I not receive an invite, I was asked to dog sit. Can't do dad jokes or make the sounds only dads make. Hey, I've got no kids and I'm a woman and I've been doing an amazing rendition of my dad's Wookiee yawn since I turned 30. Sometimes the weird dad sounds just feel better when you get older, and I like to think my dog really enjoys my dad jokes. Potential loneliness when older. Less obvious who to pass assets on to after death. When I die, bury me with my 3060 T. You have to get up and get your own beer. All top answers from people with kids. Here's a real con. I'm only motivated to make myself and my wife happy. I could see being more motivated with a kid. I also still have a young mindset, so it'd be nice to share learning new things with a kid, but I might not have this mindset if I had a kid. Or the kid might not share my interests. Ultimately, super happy eating out, traveling, not stressing about money, etc etc. I'm a little worried about needing help later in life. But I also know a lot of older people who won't ask for help because they don't want to be a burden to their kids. You'll be missing out on a special kind of love, joy and pride without them. But it's a responsibility that isn't for everyone. So if you have any reservations about becoming a parent, go with your gut feeling. You will find fulfillment in your life in other ways. Really nicely worded. One example, life was great and fulfilling before kids. But recently I had a bad day and my daughter offered to read my younger son bedtime books so I could rest. It's so sweet to experience that special kind of love. Certainly nothing was missing in my life before kids, but I'm really glad I had kids. No child tax credit. Eater, I only stated a fact. No child equals no child tax credit. I don't think any sane person is advising anyone to go out and have a kid just to get a tax credit. The $300 a month I would have received is nothing compared to the $2,300 a month that daycare costs. I have to get my friends' kids to help me with new technology. For context, My sister just had her second baby. I, 26F, am not sure I even want one. But people like to ask me when I'm going to. They say who is going to take care of you when you're old. Okay, and what else? I hate when people use the who will take care of you when you're older line. Having kids doesn't mean they'll automatically take care of you when you're old. A lot of people with large families end up alone in retirement homes. Who will take care of me? The same people who will take care of pretty much everyone else, nurses and caregivers, not kids. Not to mention the fact that that's such a shitty reason to have a kid. Edit. I was told by my mom when I was a teen that this is why I was born. She didn't want kids. She doesn't like kids. But she was afraid of being old and having no family to take care of her, so she had me. Do you know how absolutely crushing it is for a child to know that their sole purpose in life is to be their parents' caretaker when they are older? Do you know how much I've questioned throughout my life if I even truly matter and wonder if this is all my life is worth? Please. Do not have kids if you're only wanting them to take care of you when you're old. They deserve better. They deserve more. When you step on a Lego in the middle of the night, you can't blame anyone but yourself.